Yeah, I'm just wondering. Oh, there's hesitation now with the running after a sloppy throw from the Australians. I'm just wondering if Joyce taking strike to Brett Lee is a planned move from England, because if Loy is going to continue playing that sweep shot, I think his chances of succeeding against Brett Lee are minimal. But Nathan Bracken, he's got a chance if the ball's swinging towards leg, of just helping it on its way.
Whoops, it would have been a bit of strife if he picked it up. Brett Lee, such a good athlete. He fumbled, but Joyce was really putting in the big ones, and they're on the board, England. The second final at the Sydney Cricket Ground, the Commonwealth Bank Series, England winning the toss. Perfect conditions for both teams. It's going to be Bracken from the members' end. Breeze coming across from square leg to point, so he should swing the ball away from Ed Joyce. Just the two slips in for Bracken. Got a strong breeze. Bracken actually pushing into what appears to be an easterly breeze, coming quite strongly across the ground. Short, he doesn't quite time, but gets us through cover. Outfield fast, lightning fast. That's unbelievable if it's made it. This will be a third umpire decision. Darryl Harper.
Mike Hussey not sure whether he was touching the rope when he was making contact with the ball. That's what the third umpire is going to be looking for. If any part of the body is on the rope as he makes contact with the ball, 4 runs.
Well played. It's down the hill. Bracken chasing, he won't get near it. Look out for some boundaries today. This ground's lightning fast, as it should be for a final. Fair to both teams. It's a nice sized cricket ground, the Sydney Cricket Ground. It's well played. Straight into the turf, 4 runs.
Yeah, and if it is on the slower side, it appears to be out there. That one has just sat up. So Brett Lee paying the price for just being too short. And Ed Joyce just had to roll with that one. Pace of the outfield will do the rest. So at the moment it's a one-man band. He's on 10. He's faced 11 deliveries.
No! It's none for 12. Nathan Bracken. He's got it away. That's what was needed. As Ian Chappell said, he is a good pull of the ball. That was a genuine pull shot. It was fraction short from Bracken, and the boundaries now starting to flow for England. A good start.
Well, that's one the Australians probably need to avoid, because he does play the pull shot well, Mal Lloyd. It's the one traditional cricket shot that he's hit well. He hasn't cut with any authority at all, so if you're going to bang it in short, you're probably better off bang it in short outside off stump, which Bracken has basically tried to do, I think. That's a very good shot.
Important shot though for Malloy. He would have been feeling the pressure given he hadn't scored for a number of deliveries. And he's watching his opening partner at the other end. He's just doing it easily.
Through, that's 4. He's got the cover drive working, Malloy. Fine shot. No ball in the 4 off the over so far. This is good for England. That's well played. Down the hill. Clark's to chase it. 4 more. 7 overs gone. None for 29.
That's a good shot. There's no one on that leg side. They're a man behind square. Anything a bit short will be dealt with like that. That'll be out. Oh, great catch. It's got him. Brad Hodge again. Went slowly, but Hodge had a lot of work to do, and he did it really well.
Beauty. It's just what we needed.
England didn't. They've got a few on the board, 1 for 34. High bouncer is what they needed. No control in the shot, no power, but plenty of control and power by Hodge. 2 hands with great security at mid-wicket. McGrath smiles again. 1 for 34.
This will be a great contest, this. Ian Bell batting at number 3 for England. He's going to face Glenn McGrath. For those who watched the first final 2 nights ago, it was Ian Bell that was dropped by Glenn McGrath in the deep and on 18. Went on to make 75 in the game. That made Glenn less than happy, put it that way. He's got a chance to redeem himself today. McGrath's got rid of Ed Joyce. And now he'll bowl to Bell. Straight away, Ian Bell walking across in front of his stumps, but that really was a good bouncer that McGrath bowled to Joyce. Got it nice and high, and Joyce couldn't keep it down.
I suppose you say that your strength can be your downfall as well. Probably a little bit of overconfidence maybe. He's played a couple of good pull shots today. As you say, Tub, that was high. He spliced the bat. And Hodgie's all over that.
That's safe. And would probably be 4. It wasn't quite out of the middle of the bat, but it is so quick, even on the long side of the ground, which is on that western side, it still made the boundary easily.
Actually skipped at the first bounce. It really skidded off. So Brett Lee had kept it tight. Then he decides, after a no ball, to get a little bit impatient, and Lloyd was onto it. What's that bounce? Oof, hard as a rock.
That's nicely timed. Attempted Yorker from McGrath, and he's dug it out and punched it down the ground for 4. That'll be a wide, that one.
Yeah, that was what he was aggravated about the other night. That we got such a good start, and we sort of did capitulate a bit. We didn't put another decent partnership together, which would have made it really hard going for England, and that was his disappointment. But he's vented that. I've always know what they've got to do tonight.
Well, they were 2 of the greatest comebacks in modern times in that game by England. That one with the ball, 6 for 33 in the last 8 overs, and then from 3 for 15 to get over the line with the bat.
Going back onto the batting in that game, I know you shouldn't point the finger at anyone, but you got Ricky Ponting and Matthew Hayden both except 75 and 82 in that game, I think. They both get out sort of together, and no one else really makes a contribution apart from Michael Clark, who made 30. It mustn't be easy for those blokes coming in down the order to keep that sort of run rate going.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing with it is, I don't know if we should be talking about this, but I was very disappointed in how Brad Hodge was given out. That was a... Catch him? No, over and 4. Brad Hodge, he got a bad decision, and that doesn't help you in that situation. We needed to push on then. We lost one of our best and one of our key players in the middle order there. So, but you can't, I suppose, go around complaining about that. That's the game. That's sport. It happens.
I think the most disappointing thing, just from Ricky Ponting's point of view, would have been the fact that you lost wickets together. You lost Hayden and Ponting together, and then Michael Clark got run out, and Hussey went next ball. You lost key players together in that setting of a target. That could well be 4 more. That's an even better shot. Previous one was premeditated. That certainly wasn't. 158 after 14.
Cracking shot. That's a beautiful shot. That's the best he's played. It was wide, it was full. That's a perfect square drive. Superb batting.
He's got to do more of that, Mal Loy. He's picked in this side primarily as a batsman who can get things moving at the start of the innings. He hasn't really done that. Just starting to explore a few more opportunities.
There he goes, and he gets it away. 4-1, 6, gone all the way. The ropes in at 3 metres. That's what's needed for England.
Well, he's got to do it on a fairly regular basis because of what Mark Taylor just highlighted. He doesn't work the ball and pick up singles. So if he's not playing his couple of shots successfully, he's a problem for England and also for his partner.
His highest score in the Commonwealth Bank Series was well timed. He took it way out off stump. This time he squeezes a square, should get 2. Maybe with a single. 9 from the over, 1 for 75. Here he goes, and it's safe, and it's 4 more. They're after him. It's straight to mid-off and well fielded.
Well, we were talking about Mal Loy last over and how he sort of premeditates that slog sweep to the onside. And we've got a bit of a split screen for you here that will show you that it doesn't really matter where the ball is. On the left, you've got a square drive, the ball that's, well, fairly wide. On the right, it's the slog sweep, and it's actually even wider than the one on the that's hit through the offside. So really, that slog sweep is a premeditated shot.
Oh, that's out. Yes, straight away. A direct hit from Hayden. Wonderful fielding. Well, Loy, who's been a bit of the danger man out there, 45 off 61, decided to call because it was definitely his call. He got his head down, but a direct hit. We just can't take chances against this Australian fielding side.
This is a result of being on, off, and now they're back out there, and it's a real lack of concentration, a loss of flow from a batting partnership, and the mistake has been made. Really difficult for the batting side when you're coming off because of inclement weather, and then all of a sudden you're out there, you've got to switch back on. England 2 for 79.
Well, there we are. The bail off. Gilchrist adopting that old-fashioned approach to it. It stays behind the stumps so that if the ball hits the stumps, there's absolutely no time lost at all. So Andrew Strauss now is the new batsman. England have lost 2 wickets, 2 for 79. And Bell out there on 11 off 27. Strauss has just joined him in the centre.
A big mistake for England. The lack of concentration or just not being able to get back into the flow of things, given everything is running nicely for England up to this stage. But Matthew Hayden performing the direct hit.
It wasn't really a half chance. This was it. A half decent throw would have had Loy out. It was just poor running. But the batsman didn't come out switched on. The fielders did.
Oh, and it's gone straight through him. Well, there's no doubt that there's a little bit of dampness out there, and the ball now slowing up as well just before it reaches the boundary, and they'll run 4 anyhow. 6 and a run out in the over. It's 2 for 85. Oh, he's got him. That's out, caught behind. A huge nick. A huge nick there. Strauss. Well, it's a good delivery, actually. It bounced a little bit. There was a little bit of movement, I think, if anything, off the seam in the direction of the slip cordon. And what a wicket this is. 2 quick wickets.
Well, finally, the Aussies can bowl to some convention. Mal Loy is gone. The big slog sweep is gone. Strauss playing with a straight bat. Nicks one that zips off the seam and through to the gloves of Gilchrist. 3 for 86. Perfect if you're an Australian supporter.
Right, well, there he is, Paul Collingwood, the hero of this England side down in Melbourne. Played wonderful innings.
Sort of way there's a man at long on. They should get 2. 4th throw. This is their chance, England. The sun breaking through, the spinner coming on. Fast outfield. Play some shots there. Take hog to the cleaners if you can.
Well, I think the fact that Ricky Ponting brought Hussey on, I think he might be trying to get a few of Hogg's overs out of the way, just in case the ball is a bit wet and it's hard for him to grip.
Bowling, George.
Yeah, I think he's maybe worried about Watson too. 5 overs for 30. I think he wouldn't mind having a couple of Watsons done. Also, he might have learnt something from England using Ravi Bopara here 10 days ago on this pitch, who bowls around the same pace as Hussey and bowled quite effectively that night. Just little medium dobbers that swing a bit. There's no doubt the pitch is slowish, and I guess, as we've said quite a lot during this series, you take the pace off the ball, it's a bit harder to hit, particularly with the white ball as it gets softer and older and a bit darker.
Collingwood in tremendous form, 200s on the trot. He's 10 off 19, Bell 26 off 45 at the non-striker's end. Oh, he could be in trouble. He's gone! That's brilliant fielding. That's Ricky Ponting. Hussey, in fact, got him. Bell's been there for a long time. It was a dicey call to pick up and throw, and he's gone.
Hussey hasn't got the strongest of arms, but it's pretty accurate. A little bit of concern there, and he's well and truly gone, Bell. So Hussey has done the job.
Well, all credit to Australia. They've hit the stumps a fantastic amount of times today. They've now got 2 run-outs on the board. They've hit the stumps 4 times in all. They deserve it. If you're this sharp and this accurate, the practice is paying off for them. England in strife suddenly.
Poor call, Collingwood. Put his partner really under the hammer, even though he can back up further these days. It was a quick, hard push, and the angle was there for Hussey. He did well, admittedly. But, you don't want to run out a guy that's been there for that period of time. He's well established. Watch him here. He pushes it softly in the middle of it. Hussey's got the angle. Look at that. Turns and bang, he's gone. It's brilliant fielding. They are superb in the field. Simons is not playing. In steps Hussey. 4 for 112. Andrew Flint off the crease. Hogg bowls to him. Works it for single. Maybe 2, but they'll be very careful now. 2 run-outs in the final. Brilliant work by Michael Hussey, but the angle was there for him. Collingwood pushed it softly enough, but Hussey had a nice angle. Great shot. It's wide of. Oh, that's what you've got to do. Anything just a fraction short. Pounced on it, pulled it away. Good shot.
He's a man in form. Looked very confident right from the start. He even walked across to off stump and flicked Nathan Bracken through the onside. He's very much a bottom hand player, Paul Collingwood. That helps in playing the pull shots. The man has now been pushed back just in front of the square leg umpire, out on the boundary.
He's a good worker of the ball on the onside too. He'll be with that gap now for 1 or 2. He finds it. He may get 2. It's soft hands. Here he comes. That's excellent cricket. Intelligent cricket.
What did someone say the other day? The heart of a lion and the head of a thinker. After his magnificent century in the final. And the other thing about him is we know he's very fit. 2 centuries in succession. He's going to be expected to do a lot more here again for England.
So Ponting comes out of slip and goes to mid-wicket. Try and cut off the single now. So there's no slip in. That's brilliant batting. 4-2 a single.
It is, isn't it? When we think back to the 100 the other day, England 3 for 15, and then Collingwood unbeaten when the 252 that Australia made was passed by England. And it was a faultless innings.
Gets the bottom edge. Bra dives, but it's 4. It's a good over too from Brett Lee, but he concedes 6. 29 gone, 4 for 137.
Well, for 148, will be McGrath to continue. There's that ball worked on the leg side. Look for two again here, Collingwood. And he's coming back. Good running. Good judge of a run. It's poor Collingwood. Just takes enough pace off the ball to allow him the chance of getting two.
Well, that was brilliant work by Collingwood, because he realised instantly that Bracken was going towards the right spot for his throwing arm, the left-hander, and he still managed to get through.
Very hard to set a field with that sort of batting. Quick apology there from Ricky Bond. Little flick throw. Only picked up his opposite number.
.33 the final 10 overs, and that's why the 300 total came back to 250. Got to go, and he gets there in the end. Flintoff. But if England can stay or keep this partnership intact, particularly Flintoff, we haven't seen him run into those last 5 overs where he can really tee off. He could get them to 260, 270.
Well, I think he's got to tee off now. He can't let Hussey go unpunished at this stage with 6 wickets in hand. It's well home. If Hussey drops short, he'll belt it for sure. He's been there long enough. He's 32 off 44 with just the one boundary. He's been very watchful, and rightly so. Now's his chance. There he goes, and he finds the gap at midwick, and that's 4, and that's intelligent batting.
The pressure comes on Australia. Try to get to a part-time over, and Flintoff won't let you do it easily. Slower ball. Not slow off the bat.
6 off 3. He'll be looking for more boundaries here, Flintoff, particularly if he drops short. Squeezes out to cover. Just the single.
Benefit of the boundary already now. There's 7 off, 2 balls remaining. Have a look at the heave-ho to the onside, but he was targeting that vacant area. The only dilemma with that is if he doesn't get enough elevation or the direction is slightly wrong, there is a man in that vicinity.
Collingwood sweeps nicely. And it's 4. That's beautifully placed. There's a man at mid-wicket and backward square. Brings up the 50. Paul Collingwood on fire. And the Commonwealth Bank Series.
What a run Paul Collingwood is having now. He went through a very difficult patch for the middle part of this tour, and he's finishing at the business end. Can he create the fairy tale for England? Can they win this Commonwealth Bank trophy?
He certainly can. He goes again. And this time it just cut off. Brings up to 200. They're pushing the button. The accelerator's down, and Australia on the back foot. No doubt about that. It's got in! That's the catch of the summer! He hit it like a rocket. And Wee has taken a superb return catch. What a wicket at this stage of a final. He hit it a million miles an hour to the skipper, and he caught it as clean as a whistle.
Well, we saw how hard the first ball with this new ball went to the fence. It's come out of the middle again. Straight at Brett Lee, had no choice but to get hands on it. And he held it. You're kidding. You are kidding. Flintoff stands, can't believe it, but has to go just as he was getting into the swing of things. He's gone for 42. Still in disbelief.
That was a superb catch. We're looking for 2 here, just single because it's Ponting on the fence.
Flintoff couldn't believe it. His reaction is priceless because he smashed that. That is straight out of the middle. And all you can do as a batsman is just shake your head and go, well, Okay, I made the mistake of hitting it in the air, but that is unlucky.
So important from the Australian point of view. At the 42 off 50 Flintoff. Dalrymple's got to keep it moving here. Give as much strike as possible to Collingwood on 57. He's lost his big hitter, Collingwood. That's a problem for England. Sweeps nicely.
Do you think it changes the role of Collingwood now? Now that Flintoff's back in the pavilion, he's almost got to up the ante. Flintoff had that ability, but now it's Collingwood's got to play that role.
Not to 46 or 47. He can't go now. If they lose Collingwood now, they could crumble. He needs to be there at the end of 50, Collingwood. Wide ball.
I reckon he's still got to lift it a little bit just with singles and twos, Collingwood. He's been bowled to very well of recent times. Brett Lee, here's the reaction times. 145 Ks onto the bat. Probably about 120 off the bat, we've worked it out. 120 Ks. Which means in his follow through, he's running, let's say, at 15 Ks an hour in with his head down. Oh, and he's got it. Unbelievable.
Oh, that is a great shot of it, isn't it?
Collingwood does well, finds the gap, they'll get at least 2. Six off the over so far. They need a boundary, England. 47th over. Paul Collingwood to move to 70 off 89 with just 2 fours. Another superb knock. Controlled the middle order completely. Gone. Could be caught behind. Yes, he is. Silly shot, just saying how well he's played. He goes a reverse sweep off the last ball of the 47th over, and he's caught behind for 70.
Collingwood wasn't that keen to go, maybe because he can't believe he's out. He's had such a run of form. There was a deflection. Was it bat or was it Tad? It's the reverse sweep right off the face of the Slazenger. Gilchrist says, yes, you beauty. Bracken, at the end of a good over, picks up the big wicket, which might stymie a very flourishing finish. 6 for 231.
Paul Nixon, what can he do tonight? He'll be busy. At the other end, Dalrymple's got to go now. Will we play conventional shots, find the gaps, find a boundary or 2?
McGrath got a wicket in the last ball of his Test match career on the SCG. He's got a chance to bowl this over very well, then bowl the last. And he might have the same chance. A little bit of a reverse swing, get the Yorker right, make it hard to score, and see what you can create.
There's no third man in. There's a point and a long off on the fence on the offside from McGrath. He hits it, it'll be close. He doesn't. Nixon makes it. Nixon may be the danger man here. At least he'll try and give it the full face of the bat, and we saw him work it the other night on both the off and on sides. Enjoying his cricket at the moment, the England wicketkeeper. Was he gone? Yes, he was.
That is such good bowling by McGrath, though. First ball back into the attack. Dalrymple is one that does show the full face of the bat, and he just can't get it because the Yorkers are being delivered in the last 3 overs.
One of those players that if you're playing against, because he's so vocal, he can be annoying, but I think he's brilliant for his team. Someone out there chatting away, keeping everyone up.
It's a charge. He should get 2. No, he sends him back. He's done him like a dinner. Oh, terrible cricket. Paul Nixon, he went and he sent back Dalrymple, and he should be very, very angry.
Don't underestimate the value of this run out either. He's a good hitter and he's gone. The Australians are bowling well, but it only takes a little slip up for a score to go from 230 to 265. This is really beneficial to their cause. He sends him back. Dalrymple doesn't see that Nixon's not coming. Gilchrist takes it really well. And Australia keep the lid on again.
7 for 233. William Plunkett at the crease. Can they be bowled out for 245? 47.3 overs gone. Dalrymple's run out for 5 off 10. Plunkett on strike to McGrath. Full pitch. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, Ricky Ponting. 3 run out so far in this innings and a great save.
They've been slick in the field. They've really lifted their game, and it's not just for half of the innings. It's right the way through, right to the death. Every chance there'll be another run out. Look at this. Ponting, full stretch, and doesn't just bunt the ball down, gets hold of it. Here, the boy from Narromine, Glenn McGrath. 6 deliveries to go in his international career in Australia, finishing at his home ground. What are the odds of a wicket on the final ball?
Bang, that's well struck. They hit Plunkett as well on the way through, just a single.
Better clarify that at this venue, because Australia win tonight, we're off to Adelaide, so it's not in Australia. His last bowling in Australia, given that one final to go. Australia have got to get there. What a career.
It was ooh-ah, now it's au revoir.
Plunkett goes straight. I'll pick up 2. Well fielded. Clark knocks it down. Defending brilliantly the Australians in the final overs. Good bowling. There's been 3 run-outs in the innings. Hayden, Hussey and Hodge doing a great job in the field as well. This is a beautiful save. Desperation. Knocks it back. Bang, that's safe. That'll be 2 more.
And loads of work for Michael Clark to do it long on. Helping out Glenn McGrath, keeping the boundary out of the picture. Didn't get hold of it on that occasion, Plunkett. So McGrath, 3 deliveries to go up the SCG. I still reckon he's going to get a wicket in the final ball.
I reckon get one before that too.
Plunkett. Slow ball, bang down the ground, just a single. He may come back here. No, he doesn't. 2 balls to come from McGrath and from Australia.
Well, he won't get a wicket that way, will he? A low full toss. It's hard for the batsman to get a top edge, to sky it, get it to the fielder's hands, but it's the way he's got to bowl. He's got protection down the ground. Look to Nixon. He's got 3 men up in the circle behind the batsman. All the protection is down the ground.
Nixon has to go big here. He can't hang around. He goes wide, he'll get 2. So 1 ball remaining for Glenn McGrath and Australia. Not a bad score though, England getting close to 250. They need a boundary here.
They're competitive, don't worry about that. All the pressure is on Australia. See the crowd all standing, all rising here at the SCG. And the chant will be up shortly. Glenn McGrath.
Nixon chips, and he should be out. A wicket. Hodge takes the catch. He gets a wicket off his last ball on the Sydney cricket ground. 50 overs gone. 8 for 246. What a way to end a great career at the Sydney cricket ground.
Well, once a legend, always a legend. Glenn McGrath into the beauty. You just sensed it was going to be a dynamic finish. His home crowd all standing.
Well deserved. Great on and off the field, Glenn McGrath. Magnificent cricketer. He's finished with 2 for 41 off 10. He's Hodge takes the straight forward catch. Nixon's gone for 6, and this is a special moment for all cricketers.
I think Hodge had to get his hands ready for it too. He didn't want to put that one down. Full toss. Nixon hits it down his throat. McGrath walks off with the ball. Goosebumps everywhere. That last delivery is something so special.
That's a grand final war. Well played, Glenn McGrath. Well played Australia in the end. 50 overs gone. 8 for 246. There's the last delivery. He went for the full toss. He didn't really go hard enough, Paul Nixon. Hong was a man cool in a crisis, really. He wouldn't want to drop that.
You could never predict that you're going to get a wicket on the last ball of your one-day Sydney career with a full toss about a foot outside leg stump. But he's done it.
The breakdown of the innings, the real standout again was Paul Collingwood instigating a big partnership with Flintoff. A good start by Mal Loy at the top of the order as well. So Australia need 247 runs for victory. England will be feeling they can create some nerves and some pressure on Australia in the run chase. Join us again shortly.
Well, welcome back to the Sydney Cricket Ground. That's the scene here. Still a few darkish looking clouds surrounding the ground, but I think we're going to be all right for a while.
And that's the man that Australia will be hoping to get him off to a flyer. Adam Gilchrist bowled first ball by this man a couple of weeks ago. Not today. Liam Plunkett bowling a big in-swinging Yorker here about 10 days ago. Knocked him over, and that was the perfect start for England after they'd made 292 in that game. Here they've made 246.
It was a similar sort of delivery on that occasion, but the line just not quite right. Matthew Hayden has run into some very good form of late. As good as I've seen him play in a one-day game for quite some time at the MCG the other night.
Well, that's also a wide, way down the leg side. Obviously trying to get that swing going again. He took a little bit of time to adjust to the swing in the last match.
Well, that's how England set the target. Loy 45, and then Collingwood once again 70 off 90. Good contribution from Flintoff. Big run out of Bell. Hussey producing a direct hit. Was very handy for Australia. And Glenn McGrath, wicket with his last ball at the SCG, 2 for 41 from his 10.
So Plunkett. That's better. That's on target. Yes, what a roar went up as Glenn McGrath ran in to bowl his last ball here. Everyone on their feet. It was absolutely something else. And then, of course, to get a wicket on top of all that emotion, and then they cheered him every step of the way off the ground. Wonderful.
Yes, those trivia buffs will be making note of that, won't they? Who was the bowler who took the last wicket? Well, took a wicket with his last ball of Test cricket and one-day cricket here at the SCG. And the answer will be Glenn McGrath in years to come.
Into the gap. So Australia are off the mark. Flintoff after it.
Well, the rain has definitely slowed the field. It was amazingly quick when we started play here today. Some boundaries in the early overs when Loy and Joyce were batting.
So that's the batting order. Ponting, Clark, Hodge, Hussey and Watson playing here, so they're all rounded down the order. Oh, that's going to go for 4 surely. And he bowled it out there, and Adam Gilchrist will, well, he'll give you a chance, I suppose, but the chances are it'll go for 4.
Plunkett looking to get that late-in swinger to give Gilchrist trouble, and then vary it with the occasional one angled across. Looked as though he was trying to angle that one across Gilchrist, but just gave him enough room to smash it.
Already a short cover now going in for Adam Gilchrist. Man has come out of the slip area, catching cover. It just takes the pressure off early in the over, Adam Gilchrist, when he bats at the top of the order. He does this so often, hits a boundary in the first couple of balls of the over, and then the rest of the over, unless he gets a real bad one, they just work for singles. They pick up 8 to 9 runs off and over. It's just one big shot like that.
Start pitching outside leg stump.
Well, the big difference between Gilchrist and Adam Loy is that basically Gilchrist hits traditional cricket shots for 4. That's where I think Loy has a bit of a problem. He started later in his innings to hit some traditional shots to the boundary, but early on he was just relying on that sweep shot and missing other opportunities for boundaries. Plunkett's one man who's really grabbed his opportunity. It came very late in the tour. Spent, must have been a good 2.5 months just going around on buses and running out drinks. Couldn't have been much fun at all, but all credit to the young man. He was ready when they gave him the opportunity, and last few games he's been very impressive.
Speeds of around the 140 mark, which makes him quite zippy, and there he is, Monty down the boundary. Oh, it's over the top for 4. Oh, good delivery too. So now we get for 25. Start here by the Australians. Oh, he's got him! He's got him! Caught it short, extra cover. Well, Collingwood there taking another good one. That was hit very firmly at him, nicely taken, and well, Mahmood has struck, and Collingwood the catch-up.
Well, he's another one who's come of age a bit in the last couple of weeks, I think. It's very good slower ball, well disguised, and Collingwood, what a contributor he's been for England in the last 3 or 4 games. He's in everything. But Mahmood, he is maturing as a fast bowler. He's got pace and he's got a good slower delivery, and he's accounted for Hayden. It's 1 for 25.
Ricky Ponting, the new batsman, average of 42 and a very good strike rate. Right, well, Ponting now on strike. This is the 4th over. Oh, and what a good start. What a good start. Up and straight, and Ponting treats it on its merits, and just firmly enough to take to the boundary for 4.
He's in the form of his life so far this season, is Ricky Ponting. We saw this in Melbourne a couple of nights ago when he made 100 against New Zealand. He came out and hit the first couple of balls just like that. Beautiful straight bat, It's like he's been out there for 45 minutes getting used to it. That's not really a half volley. He just punches it down the ground for 4.
That's got him. Yes, he's got him. It's just carried. That's an excellent catch. The ball went low, but it kept going. A classical outswinger's wicket. And oh boy, game on here. England already 1-0 up. Could they take it out tonight?
Well, that's a tough delivery for a right-hander, particularly early in your innings. If you get a bowler like Plunkett who can make it go late, and he made that one go late, Strauss, well, he's struggling for runs, but he's been hanging on to the catches, and that's a pretty important one for England. Good piece of bowling by Plunkett. Australia in trouble at 2 for 33.
Right, so Michael Clark now is out there. 2 for 33, 4.2 overs have been bowled. Right, so here we go.
Good pace and bounce with the next one.
Yeah, it's one of those things where mathematics, when it gets into the game, makes it a bit difficult. Now here's the first ball on resumption.
Liam Plunkett. Bowled him! Liam Plunkett! With a wonderful in-swinger. What a huge wicket. Now England lost a wicket straight after a rain break earlier. Now Loy was run out, first ball, and now straight after another rain break, Adam Gilchrist goes.
Whatever deja it is, that's it. Almost identical from the other day with Gilchrist and Plunkett. And what a breakthrough for England, 3 for 39.
Oh, dropped it. The flying Collingwood. Difficult chance. Big gap between first and second slip.
Whoa. Having a few bob each way with the positioning of that second slip, looking to cover ground on the right and the left. Hodge was lucky. He got it far enough left for not even Collingwood to hang on to it. What a let-off. This is how he got Ponting out as well. Now he's troubling the outside edge of Hodge.
Well, I know there's a lot of theory about this with modern-day captaincy, that you spread your slip fielders, but why?
Collingwood made some pretty good ground to his left side, his least good side. The ball was good pace too. Laid out swing goes for Michael Clark. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant.
Three of the tightest huddles I've seen England perform all summer. The seam magnificent. Again it swings just enough. The seam is important for that ball to swing either way, whichever way it's pointed towards. And Plunkett picks up a biggie. 0 4 for 40.
Michael Hussey comes to the crease, and it's nothing short of a crisis for Australia. 4 for 40. The most dramatic first over back that you could imagine. Plunkett strikes twice, and they're not ordinary strikes either. He does for Gilchrist and for Clark. Hodges dropped. Unbelievable drama at the Sydney Cricket Ground. There's a good stroke from Brad Hodge. What about that for a response?
Well, let's hope it's going to be a counter-attack night. They're going to attack as the greatest form of defence. Hodge onto it. Mahmood not swinging it like Plunkett. Scrambles a leg cutter out there. Head high, beautifully controlled.
And England putting up a terrific fight here.
Well, it's tight, really tight, but it's probably 5. Might be 5. I think the umpires will want another look at that. The issue is whether the boundary fielder was in touch with the rope while he was in touch with the ball. Saj Mahmood did all he could to pull that up. He isn't there, but is he there? I reckon so.
Well, he's a bit unlucky. It was a hell of a save for a start, and then bits and pieces, and nothing went right for him.
I love the total effort in this play of cricket, in this piece of play. Joyce with the throw, pushed it wide. The batsman head down, just making it in. The backer up, Dalrymple, a full dive, and now Mahmood couldn't make any bigger effort of that.
Power plays tonight, one block of 5 overs to be taken at the discretion of the fielding side. Now the other one is just a single over, so it's really one power play and a bit, as Brad Hodge easily pulls for 4 again. Quickly into position, and will give Australia hope as Ian Chappell, Michael Slater and Mark Taylor come into the commentary.
Thank you, Mark. Yes, he looks in good touch. Brad Hodge given a life before he'd scored. Third slip, tough one. Dropped at third slip by Paul Collingwood. Since then, he's looked in pretty good nick. That's his second boundary. He's already 16. He's trying to resurrect the ship. That's close. Very close. Couple of noises that may have saved Brad Hodge. I'm not convinced, though, it was bat on ball. May well have been bat on boot. There was 2 noises.
Yeah, that's the confusion for Steve Davis. Straight away he said not out. He heard the 2 noises, but it was a risky foot movement from Hodge, really climbing in front of the stumps. We'll have a look at hot spot, and you can see the deviation, as well as you can see that inside edge. I'm sure there's a hot spot on there. Good decision.
That's through the offside now. That's a lovely shot from Brad Hodge, and he's away now. 2 pull shots and now the cover drive.
Hodge can be the hero for Australia in all sorts of trouble, and yet he's out there now playing his shots in a free-flowing style. Pull shot, now a glorious cover drive.
And just open the blade to find that gap. So it's a good counter-attack against a bowler who's bowling extremely well.
Oh, now through the onside. This is an exhibition from Hodge. Brilliant stroke play. Out. First slip. Hussey's gone. The captain struck. Australia in all sorts of trouble at 5 for 63.
Well, Strauss is struggling to make runs, but he's hanging on to the catches. It was always a bit of a problem for Australia that they'd lost 4 wickets before Flintoff came into the attack. Flintoff has been bowling very well lately. Just a little bit of late outswing there for him, and it's caught the edge of the bat. And boy, haven't things turned around for Andrew Flintoff in the last 10 days. Hussey is gone. Australia 5 for 63.
Shane Watson is the new man, and he comes in with Australia in all sorts of trouble. The run rate at the moment is pretty good. It's up about 5.5 runs per over, but they're 5 wickets down. Shane Watson in the side mainly for his batting, and he will be tested tonight.
Well, I can't believe what's unfolding. Australia were challenged at the MCG. They were controlling that game several times through the first final. They controlled it, let it go. And here in Sydney, well, they're being run over by England. They did well to achieve a chaseable total, but the batsmen are failing. And it's all down to the pressure that England are placing on them. The swinging ball early.
Well, you think back to the 2005 Ashes series, and what was it that England used to beat Australia, basically? I mean, if you're talking about winning a Test series, you've got to be talking about how you bowl the opposition out, because you don't get the 20 wickets, you don't win Test matches. And it was the swinging ball that England won with in 2005. They've suddenly discovered the art again here with the white ball, and they're doing serious damage again.
Oh, he shortens him up. Falls safely. Flintoff is steaming in at the moment. I think around about 145 Ks. Too quick for Watson.
Yeah, he's lucky that didn't propel out to that man there. Ed Joyce was sort of coming rushing in, but this has surprised him. Awkward position. Lucky that that handle's in between the ball and the helmet. Fired up, isn't he, Freddie?
That's good bowling. That's a wicket maiden for the captain. 5 for 63 Australia. That's a lovely shot. That's 4. That'll do the world for the confidence of Shane Watson.
I suppose you never write off the Australians. While it's looking grim, a few more shots like this from Watson, and if Hodge continues to go at the other end, you just never know.
That's through as well. Nothing you can be sure of. The Australians won't give up. 2 boundaries in the over to Watson. 5 for 77.
Panesar goes for it. There's a man out there. 6, it's all the way. The message was go, Australia, go. And that's quite right. They're chasing 211. They can't worry about the 18 overs. So Panesar's lofted down the ground for a massive 6.
Where's this come from? He's played and missed the last 4 balls, Shane Watson, and then bang, the middle of the bat. Cameron White's done the trick. We just have to go. We need 128 off 90 until then.
Good thinking from Ricky Ponting. Full pitch, missed time, gets 4. Maybe. Ball's running. Yes. 10 off 2.
Well, it certainly improves the equation. The rate required at 8.2. I've seen Shane Watson play an extraordinary one-day innings in the semi-final for Hampshire, where he made 150 and played strokes from the gods. He's got it in him to do remarkable things. There won't be a better time. For all England's rushing, they too must retain perspective. They've still got to bowl good balls.
Catches a cry, and he has Dalrymple, you beauty. That's a rip of a catch.
We won't have another segment of classic catches, but if we did have, this would be your winner. That's an extraordinary performance. He hung in the air. What's more, he caught it with his left hand, his weaker hand. That's a phenomenal grab. One of the great catches.
Yes, that Lee took a goodie, but it wasn't as good as that because that was under real pressure. And Watson's gone for 37. 21 overs gone, 6 for 109.
85 or 54, and that is the Balmy Army down there. They used to fill a stand here, and now they, well, quite so many are there.
I reckon they jumped on a plane Saturday morning. Just got here, I reckon, after England won the first final.
the call. Well done, Monty.
Well, it was a good effort from Monty Panesar, because generally the Australians will take one on his arm.
Brad Hodge now on strike for Australia, and he needs to farm the strike from here on in. Run rate required is up, getting towards 10 runs per over. Hodge has made a run of ball 41. That's also very well bowled from Paul Collingwood. I think he may have sensed that Brad Hodge was looking to pull that away to the leg side. Put the back leg across and cleared the left front leg, looking for one of those Jacob Oram type shots. Something to the leg side, and fired it wide of off stump. Good bowling.
This is definitely still gettable for Australia. They've just got to keep their heads, and they can win the match.
He's hit that one, and it's just short. Just short of the boundary down there at mid-wicket, but right under the middle of the bat. There we are. 4 off a couple of boundaries and over. That'll change things a bit. 79 or 51.
And it works the same way. If England lose their heads and don't bowl well, then we'll be in Adelaide.
Well, that's in the air, and this is going to be out. Yes, he's gone. Flintoff takes the catch, and Hogg is on his way.
And that is not a very sensible stroke, because it's going to make the target harder. Loses a wicket when Brad Hogg could have pushed a single and given Hodge the strike, and it's 7 for 132.
No trouble at all there. 7 for 132. That gap is opening up, and it just seems that there's a little bit of drizzle in the air. So at the moment they need 78 or 48, and if it rains, I don't think it's going to suit Australia. Those who are probably thinking, oh, it'll be a draw. Well, it won't be. The fact of the matter is, if it's rained off now, England will win. Oh, he's hit that one. That's going to go all the way, is it? Yes, well, now, can they just do something? We've seen some magical things happen on occasions in cricket matches, and could this just be one of those occasions?
Well, Flintoff's taken the gamble to bring back Dalrymple, partly because of the overs situation, how many overs each bowler can bowl, and Hodge has decided to target him, and so has Lee.
In the air, yes, and he's got him. Flat as attack, Bell takes the catch. It really did come out of the middle of the bat. It was straight, it was very, very firmly hit, but it was easily caught as well. Well, that's a huge blow now. Hodge, the man out, caught by Bell off the bowling of Dalrymple.
Well, that's obviously the reason he was brought back into the attack. He's got rid of Bradley Hodge. 1-6, a dot ball, and then a bullet to extra cover. I think he's hit pretty well by Hodge, but picked out Ian Bell. And that toss in the air suggests that England now feel they've got the Commonwealth Bank trophy. Hodge has gone for 49. Australia 8 for 139.
That one's going to go to the boundary as well, is it? I think it probably is, yes. Mahmood diving full length, and that one cleaning up absolutely everything down there on the boundary. Well, that's going straight down the ground, and that's four as well. Oh.
Well, there's a lot of hope, Tony, and that's beautiful striking by Brett Lee. They need to get the Tasman back on quickly, because he does like the medium paces.
We've seen Brett Lee on occasions hit very, very strongly.
Going for it again. That's up in the air, but it's going to land safely. They come back for the second. Bracken thinks about the third, but they decide against it. quite rightly. It's 8 for 152. Well, now the umpires are getting together, and the covers are going onto the ground. They needed to be 8 for 188. If there's no further play, then England will win.
When everyone back in their living rooms and in the commentary boxes starts marvelling at what's happened to England and how they've improved, not least of the things that has happened to them, they suddenly looked as though they could field. There were times during the Test series and in the early part of the Commonwealth Bank series when you simply wouldn't have believed they knew anything about fielding.
Maybe one or two people will be asking the question of Australia in this election, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's probably also a fair point. The Australian selectors have obviously decided to rest some of their players from time to time.